hello there, humans, bees, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. I'm Bushka on Blitz, and today I want to have a chat to you about patch 5.1. And to do that, I'm going to put some tank video on in the background so you can have a look at that. That's a replay from Tank Master. You know who he is. He's always on the intro. Just, anyway, inside joke. Probably not that inside. And I'm going to show you that in the background while I go through the webpage and play some nice guitar music. Anyway, here we go. Now, there's been a huge furor before the patch because Wargaming, basically, I put a lot of the blame on Wargaming. They didn't actually make it clear, apart from on the forums, that OpenTest 5.1 was not going to be OpenTest the patch 5.1. It was just testing some new stuff out, so everyone lost their minds about changes that then didn't come to 5.1 because they were never going to be coming to 5.1. It's just no one knows about that when you don't read the forums. So I won't be discussing that here because until that happens, and whatever way, shape or form it takes part or place, you know, I'll comment on that. I'm not going to comment on stuff that may never happen. So let's first of all break down what the patch is doing, why it's doing it, and some of the things that, and I actually think this is a pretty good patch. It's sure as hell a lot better than we thought we were going to get. So take it away, Bushka. Now, there are a few things that I think are just like 4,000 gold for a light on top of your tank. I mean, for God's sakes, 4,000 gold for that little lamp there, right there, in the middle of your screen, is freaking insane. But you don't have to buy it, and it's not compulsory. And at least Wargaming are adding in something that customizes a vehicle, and for some people that's really important, and they'll do it. You know, I mean, you get a little fire extinguisher. Excellent. It doesn't mean anything really, and it doesn't denote the tank as special in any particular way. So for me, neither here nor there. If it was compulsory, then everyone would be up in arms. It'd be stupid. Some good stuff. Accumulative mastery badges. Mastery badges are great, but it only shows that you've mastered the tank once you've mastered it. And for me, that's like, and for so many other people, like if you want to know, I've done a lot of mastering in this tank. It's my best mastery. Like if I had a Centurion 7-1 mastery thing, I'd like to see all the masteries I've got in that tank. So that's cool. You know, I think that's a good thing. The big thing for me is matchmaker and easier life for rookies. Now I'm going to go to the other tab for this. New player experience. I've harped on about this, but at Tankfest, which I'm doing a video for at the moment, and it's really hard to edit real life footage and not game footage. It's kind of weird. I'm doing a video for Tankfest at the moment, and we talked at Tankfest about how Wargaming have an issue with player retention. Now, a lot of it is because when people start at the moment, there's just... Let's have a quick... I'll show you what I mean. Imagine you're coming into World of Tanks Blitz for the first time ever. And this is my actual account. This isn't some sneaky account. And if you've never played the game before in your entire life, right? And you come out of the bot thing and you've basically been told how to aim. I mean, that's all there is to it. That's the only thing that you really figure out. How to go forward, how to aim. Press something to repair a crewman. I mean, really. And you turn up and you get to tier 1 and you've got your little lol tractor and you press it and oh, what is going on this screen? I've got equipment down here. I don't know what any of this stuff does. Absolutely no idea what it does. Got no idea. I'll read the crew tips. Excellent. I don't have any money. I can't afford. Should I get that? Plus 4% to hull and turret armor. Well, actually, it's not plus 4%. Let's be honest. It's got something to do with the armor thickness, which equates into some weird kind of scheme where it stops the overmatch mechanic and all this. Oh my God, what are you talking about? I mean, this is the kind of thing. Like, if you've experienced the game and you've played so many games, you'd understand this. And then you have things like the camouflage. What's the camouflage do? Do I need to spend gold? How do I get gold? I don't understand. I press gold. Should I buy gold? Should I waste money? This is all too hard. I'm just going to go and play Tetris. What about my consumables? I mean, I don't have any money. Do I really need this? I thought I had... And provisions. Like, what's this going to do? What's this traverse speed stuff over here on the right? I mean, it improves my rate of fire a little bit. Is view range important? Is 240 meters a good number to have for view range? Jesus wept, like it's the most complex thing in the world. And we haven't even got into crew skills. Like they don't have any of this stuff lined up. And can you see how daunting this would be for someone to step in straight off the boat and go, screw that, I'm out of here. Like, it's literally just too difficult. There's not many games in the world which are this complex. Needlessly so, in my opinion, at times. But you turn up, and that's what you've got. And that's as a new player. So, Wargaming were losing massive amounts of players who would come through the, the tutorial and start the whole process off. And then they're just like, whatever, man, I'm going to go and play something that doesn't take me all day to figure out. And that's tough. And it is Darwinian. It really is Darwinian. And then on top of that, you get through all that, and then you get to tier 3, and you get assholes like me who turn up in a Keniotsu, fully kitted out with all the gear and this broken death machine of a gun, and take all your hit points and farm you, and it's like, okay, that's not much fun at all, because I don't know what's going on, and that guy over there's got like a Lamborghini, and I'm driving a broken down Datto 120Y from 1978, and it's really tough. So I salute Wargaming for at least making an attempt on that. You can see here, vehicle tier 1 to 3, they'll get their first slot of consumables. Tier 3, second slot of consumables, I'll start getting missions, I'll get bonus containers. At tier 4, they get a third slot of consumables, a first slot of provisions and storage, in-game chat, second slot of provisions at 5, third slot of provisions at 6, they get camouflage at 5 as well. They start getting access to all that kind of stuff, and look, it doesn't affect you if you're already a part of the game, but it makes the base stronger, and the stronger the base is, the more people we have in the game, the more money Wargaming are going to make, the more they can plow back into it. And even if we disagree with a lot of their stuff, they do eventually get some things right. Like, spare parts are finally gone. Like, happy days, this patch is going to be good. You get your money back. That's what I'm happy about, this patch. I'm going to make a lot of cash. Let's talk about the matchmaker. Now, this is a bit disingenuous, and it really annoys me. All this great stuff about the matchmaker. From now on, no more than 3 vehicles of the same type per team are allowed in regular battles. Woohoo! The number of vehicles of the same type in different teams is calculated based on the +1 -1 principle. I'd like to point out too that a lot of this is because Wargaming made a great decision a while ago to get rid of +2 -2 matchmaking. I've heard people say it improved the game. It made people learn how to play properly and all this. It didn't. People were bad then, just like they're bad now. But they got farmed harder then. +2 -2 matchmaking was all about the people at the top of the food chain and not about the people at the bottom of the food chain. So when they changed +2 -2 matchmaking, it made it tougher for matchmaking to actually work, because the broader the pool, the easier it is to match up the correct tanks. Now, I like these changes. They're great changes, but they only work when there is more than 8,000 active players online. So good luck getting 8,000 active players online on the Asia server. If you're on the Asia server where I live, your matchmaking has not changed. Your matchmaking hasn't changed because there's just not enough of us playing, which gets back to the whole point about the early phase stuff, getting people in, being kinder to them, making the game easier for them to play, will make your matchmaking better. So that early phase stuff will help with the matchmaking. I know that sounds a little bit convoluted, but it does. That's going to make your gameplay better, having more people in the game. There you go. Might take a while to get to, but it's gonna work. You can see here, everyone gets an automatic multi-purpose restoration pack if they have enough credits in their account, by the way, with a new tank in the garage. And that means people are going to be able to repair stuff and actually win and not freak out trying to figure out what they can use to repair which particular part of the tank. I mean, it seems really easy to us who's been playing the game for a long time, but those changes are really, really important. I also want to highlight that they're going to make the tutorials more in-depth and make the early stages where they learn how to play the game more in-depth. Great. Now let's talk about the balance changes. 34 and 2, they're buffing it. Basically, they're buffing these tanks armor-wise, which is reasonable. They've got enough data now after all this time to make informed decisions on these tanks, and yeah, I think that's fairly obvious. You won't see the T-34-1 here because it's just a brutally OP little medium tank, and I don't know, they'll probably end up nerfing that. I don't know if they will or they won't. Don't blame me, for God's sakes. I don't make these decisions. Wargaming hardly ever talk to me anyway, so don't freak out. The WZ-110 is getting nerfed. Look, we've had our moment of farming people with the WZ-110. It was overpowered. Some of these tanks come out and they're overpowered. It's not getting brutally nerfed into the ground, right? It's lost 50 hit points and it's lost, like, I don't know, 12% of its reload speed, which was pretty over the top. It's maintaining its stupidly strong armor profile though, so, you know, you can still make it work. If you can't make it work in the current configuration, you sure as hell won't be able to make it work in the nerfed version. I feel this is probably uncalled for, but they're nerfing the LTTB. This is the final nail in the coffin for the LTTB. They nerfed a lot about the LTTB. It's now right in the middle of the pack again. It's come back. It's not the worst tier 7 light tank, but it was able to roleplay a heavy tank in certain situations. And it was certainly very, very strong considering how strong the mobility was. And I thought it was the best tier 7 light tank in the game. I just did a stream not long ago going through my best tier 7 tanks. It was the best tier 7 light in the game. So all the remaining spare parts on players' accounts after the release of this update will be removed and compensated at the rate of 1 spare part to 12 silver. So you're getting some cash if you got spare parts, right? That's all there is to it. What else? There's nothing else really there that I think is important. Something that has always bugged me, the camo thing, where I think this is what they're fixing, where you change the camo, right? So you got your camos and you want to get this camo on the summer scheme, so you purchase it and then you click on this and it goes back. Okay, hang on, where are we? Okay, so you want to put that camo on, so you put that camo on and then you go to the winter and it doesn't have the same camo. You got to go all the way back up there and get it. That's what they're fixing. I know that sounds funny, but that's something that's been bugging me for years, right? So they're fixing that. And that's it. That's the patch. Just a heads up, guys. I really don't think it's going to make a mess of the lower tiers. I don't know what they're going to do with the tech trees. They talked about tech trees, right? Solidifying the tech trees and making it less convoluted and getting rid of tiers 1, 2, and 3, a lot of the tanks. I don't know where we're going with that. I haven't seen anything about that, and yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting. For all that, as it stands, this patch, I think, is solid as hell. Good things, bad things, but nothing that is hugely detrimental to the game. Onwards and upwards, humans. Look after yourselves, stay safe in the battlefield, and until next time, bye for now.